Hi, I'm Jim Ginsberg, president of the Chicago Classical Recording Foundation and its not-for-profit record label, Sadie Records. Sadie Records exists to support pioneering artists like Rachel Barden-Pine and to document their work for posterity. Rachel Barden-Pine is widely known and respected for her interpretations of the great violin masterpieces, and her interpretation of the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto has won the hearts of concert audiences around the world.
I truly believe that great art doesn't always have to be created by artists who are full of angst. The Mendelssohn Violin Concerto is a wonderful example of that. Mendelssohn was very happy and enjoyed his life, and part of what makes his violin concerto so profound is that it's full of great joy. The Mendelssohn Violin Concerto is one of the most beloved in the repertoire. I used to listen to it on cassette tape, if you remember what that was, while driving to my violin lessons when I was a little kid, dreaming of one day playing it myself. When I was 10, I had the opportunity to learn it and solo it with a couple of local orchestras, and it's been one of my most requested and frequently performed concertos ever since. The Mendelssohn is one of the first of the major concertos that young violinists learn, but it's not as simple as it might appear. I found this out when my teacher spent an entire 1-hour lesson working with me on just the first measure. That's when I really began to appreciate the depth and beauty in the lyrical first and second movements. The last movement is definitely one of Mendelssohn's sparkling Midsummer Night's Dream kind of pieces, full of happiness and excitement. The continual challenge to make the musical lines as beautiful as possible and the tone as pure as it can be keeps the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto fresh and interesting every time I return to it. It's a joy to play and a joy to listen to, and it's no surprise that it's so many people's favorite.
With your help, Rachel can share her acclaimed concept of Mendelssohn's beloved concerto with listeners everywhere, and introduce most of those listeners to the Violin Concerto by Robert Schumann.
In contrast to Mendelssohn, Schumann wrote his violin concerto when he was descending into depression and madness. Therefore, it's easy for the music to sound a bit pedantic if the performance gets stuck in the composer's struggle. A couple years ago, I was invited to play the Schumann Concerto with Maestro Christoph Müller and the Göttingen Symphony in Germany. I was really overwhelmed by the spirit that Maestro Müller brought to the interpretation of the orchestral accompaniment. The music came to life and transcended Schumann's despair to achieve the beauty that he must have been envisioning. I was so inspired by our performance that I knew I had to record the Schumann with Maestro Müller and his orchestra. While the Mendelssohn and Schumann are both German romantic concertos, I particularly love the idea of presenting them as a pairing because of the contrast between Mendelssohn's lightness and Schumann's darkness. I'm so pleased that Sadie Records, one of the most respected independent classical labels, has embraced this project. I can't wait to make this recording, and I especially look forward to sharing it with you. I hope you will support Sadie Records in helping to make this special project a reality.
This will be our 14th CD with Rachel, and this effort marks Sadie's first ever Kickstarter campaign. Fundraising is extremely challenging in the current economic climate, and we are dependent on the generosity of people who appreciate great music and great music makers to make our musical projects a reality. Sales of CDs and downloads cover less than 20% of our expenses. Charitable contributions are crucial to our musical mission and our ability to create unique recordings such as this one. Our goal is to fund this recording through this Kickstarter campaign combined with traditional fundraising methods such as phone calls, letters, grants, and special events. We're so excited that Kickstarter gives us this new platform to introduce our work to you. Please consider a donation to support this important work. Your fully tax-deductible contribution to the Chicago Classical Recording Foundation will be an investment not only in the future of classical music, but also in the lives of those the music touches every day.